man, what it do?
What's up? What's good, Rio?
Man, not much, man. It's another day. You know, one more day to Friday.
I feel it, man. These gas prices are killing me, bro.
Ooh-wee. Hey, man, I'm already knowing that gas is something serious. You know what, $4 here? You know, I heard Cali, man, it's pretty high up there.
Down there, man. That's high up here. It's high up here. Got me contemplating these like side jobs. Like I never contemplated. You know, I thought about having OnlyFans. All right. Well, maybe not that serious. But calm down, ladies. Calm down, okay? It's not that time. Not that time.
Hey, man, you're gonna start seeing a lot of skinnier people too. You know, man, you gotta cut some of the meals down for this gas, the way it's looking.
For real.
It's gonna be like one less snack a day, man. One less, fast food visit. So
watch out for ciphering or something. Is that what's called?
Oh yeah,
ciphering. Yeah, would they be? What was it? Sucking the gas from the? What they like? Stick the hole underneath the car or something, and then
they put it like up in the tank and get the sucking the gas out, and man, it starts pumping from there.
You'll get creative out here.
It's hard on the streets, man. So long story short, you ain't got the gas money. You better keep your ass at home. That's it.
Stay remote. Stay remote. If you ain't remote, act like you're remote. That's all I'm saying.
Man, yeah, it's a lot, man. We gotta jump into, man. So, man, what you want to hit first? We got a nice little hit list.
Let's hit up Kanye, man. He's been in the news a lot lately for a number of reasons, whether he's wearing a ski mask, looking like a bank robber, or he's encouraging other people like Antonio Brown to crash his car wearing the ski mask. So, I mean, but more specifically, Instagram has suspended him today. Dun dun dun. Well, there's no music, but you got some budget cuts, so you can't get the real sound right now. But yeah, one day we're gonna have that real sound check when I say that. But this time,
I had the sound effect.
We'll add that. Sound effect?
Oh yeah, it's on there.
Okay.
Oh, it's on there. Yeah, we'll add the sound effect. Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to mic check on that.
No, man, we good.
I was trying to test it out. He got suspended right for 24 hours for harassing. Who else other than Kim K, Pete Davidson, and Dio, right? Mm-hmm. So what do you think about that?
Man, show you how crazy people are, cause not just him, but you got a lot of people that kind of supports him. Like they with Kanye. They're talking about, oh, that's his kid, or those are his kids. He has the right to see what's going on, and I mean he does have rights to be like he don't want his kids on TikTok.
Yeah.
But man, you can't use your family as an excuse to terrorize that woman. Like, I know people don't like Kim Kardashian, it's whatever, we all know the story. But man, that man's harassing her. Like, just because he makes some good beats, man, don't give him the right. And just because he got like kids with her, man, you can't be violating her like that. Like, Kanye, man, he's out of line.
Doing too much.
Like, hey, none of this stuff he's talking about the kids. You talk about killing people and burying people alive in videos, and ain't nothing kid about that, man. So, man, Kanye's tripping. Ain't no excuse for that. You can't mask that with, oh, but that's his family, he wants them back. Like that, that's not enough, and that's a cop-out. Kanye just want a man. He just want to be a menace to them folks, man.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, he lost his woman, and he want to try to scare somebody off, which ain't gonna work, because he don't scare anybody.
Nah, he's like, I think he's like trying to be like fake tough.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, like I'm gonna do this. Like I got. What did he tell P? He's like, I got time to kill you or something. Or what did he say? He's like,
He said a lot of stuff. Even the DL talk about he can hire people to do something, and like he's talking real reckless out there.
He's saying a lot of bold things, man. But ain't nobody afraid of that, man. What do you think of his perspective? But like, I mean, so he's a famous rapper, producer, / whatever he wants to call himself.
Right.
I feel like if he wasn't famous, like would that be more disturbing now, or does it just seem more like entertainment?
I mean, it's disturbing to some people. But I don't think it's as disturbing as it should be to most people, just because he is famous. Like, had it been like your regular guy that work at Kroger's, doing this to his ex-wife, then, folks be calling him a creep. Probably have some charges brought up against him and everything, because, I mean, that's just some weirdo stuff. I mean, you lost your female, you gotta get over that. He's doing all this complaining, and he's doing it in public, too. Like, again, say what you want about her, but, man, he's trying to, like, handle everything in public. And I think him telling the public all his business kind of caused that discord with his family. Because when he's running for president a while ago, he's talking about some personal things they went through, about kids, and and it's just like, man, that's not the place to talk about that. So, he just ain't learned his lesson.
He ain't learned nothing, man. He said, I mean, it's I don't know. Like, he represents all those fellas. Like, there's always that toxic baby daddy that's like making the baby mama's life difficult. Like, you know, more usual. Like those, he's one of those like pop-up baby daddies, or the ones that like goes the extra mile, not in a good way, but usually in the wrong way. Like now you making it hard on whoever she dating. Is feeling like, I mean, if Pete Davidson wasn't famous and had his own resources, I think this would be extremely awkward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if I was talking to Kim K and I knew Kanye, then I'd feel really weird because I don't know what this dude will do. You know, because I don't have all those resources like all these people do. I can try to press charges, but it'll probably go away. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like whatever will happen, you know. So it's, I mean, like people are laughing at it, and it's a hell of funny because it's, you know, he's weird and goofy and crazy. I think he's flat out crazy now.
I mean, yeah, you gotta cut it out, man. It's like you said, he's one of them dudes to try to use his kids as a gateway to terrorize that woman, man. And I mean, people gotta stop that. Like, man up. You take your wins, you take your losses. You lost her. You know, you're out there looking super thirsty about it. You know, and it's obvious to anybody with their right mind that what he doing ain't for the kids. Like, I'm with him on the TikTok stuff. You don't want him on that. That's super cool.
I feel that.
You know, but again, we shouldn't even know about that. Like, why are you making it public? Like, man, you know, you putting text messages out there, and he's good for that. Like, you remember he got Taylor Swift with that. You remember?
Oh yeah.
You know, with that song, he said he got her okay to put her name in the lyric, and he released a phone call. Like, this weirdo stuff, man. Like, dude, just be violating people, man, and that's just out of line. Like, you can't use the kids as an excuse to, you know, be a menace. You know, that's a whole different thing. And he lucky piece of nice dude, because a lot of dudes, man, I mean, Kanye ain't scaring nobody. Even with the money.
Oh, yeah.
You know, man, you got dudes, man, he just ain't scaring nobody. You know, so you just gotta stop it.
He about that life. I feel like he rolled with Tupac. I don't feel like it'll be the same way. I'm saying, I mean, he's thug life. I mean, that's a whole other type of dude to walk up on, you know. So,
hey, could you imagine if Tupac was alive? There's a good chance that it could be Tupac instead of Pete Davidson.
Oh, 100%.
And Kanye would not be pulling he ain't pulling up on thug life like that. He ain't crazy, man.
I mean, I know Tupac didn't seem super open-minded kind of dude, but I could see Kim going for him. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I don't know, Tupac, he seemed like he just kind of like that one lane. Remember, like, he had this one white girl liked him a long time ago. Was it Madonna, I think, tried to...
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I was like, long time ago, you know, like, he wasn't trying to go for that or something, someone's image, but I think his image was trying to stay. And anyway, but I think Kim K definitely could have happened, man.
Yeah, man, I mean, people have to stop supporting like foolishness too, though. You know, I'm just like, man, you gotta stop acting like a sheep, just following that man. Just like, I like his beats, man. He makes some good, you know, his beats is nice.
Really good.
You know, I listen to the beats and I call him crazy at the same time, but that's how he's acting.
Diet Coke.
Yeah. Yeah, man. He off his rocker, man. You know, like, he gotta leave her alone. Like, that's just not he don't have the right to, you know, try to violate her like that. Then play the victim.
Yeah.
Then talk about Sunday service. Then Monday night, he's back to being a menace, you know, terrorizing Pete. Yeah, and then he's right for Sunday service again after that, you know, next week. Like, man, he pick a side, man. But yeah, man, they got to suspend his account a lot longer than a day. You know, he keep that up.
He needs Sunday service a lot more. I think he's wild, man. I was like, I don't know why. I mean, like, he don't even need Kim K, honestly, right? He can get anybody. I'm like, why does all these baby daddies out there are toxic that could be listening right now? Why do you feel like you gotta come and get this woman? You can go get somebody else, honestly. Anybody else.
The ego, man. The ego a lot of times. You know, again, he feels he has the right to do that because you know, they had kids together. You know, but that's not a right to violate that woman. You know, and at the end of the day, it's not helping those kids in any type of way. You know, it's just like, it shows low emotional intelligence on his part. You know, people want to talk about, you know, he makes good beats, he's a billionaire, but I mean, what's that got to do about him handling his business like a man, though? So,
exactly.
I mean, he looking real bad out there, you know, so you gotta get it together, man.
Typical artist, acting a fool, Casey and JoJo, Temptation. Yeah, you remember that Temptation movie when all of them all dysfunctional and then they all got some drugs? Yeah, Ruffin. Yeah. I'll tell you, Kanye be acting like David Ruffin sometimes, man. He gonna start going down that path. Where it's like typical artists. They always seem crazy talented.
Yeah.
But it also goes with the crazy, okay? Like the talented and the crazy go together.
Yeah.
Usually with most artists that are successful, which shouldn't be that way. It seems like you have to be crazy to be talented, but that's...
Yeah, and that happens a lot of times too. But again, it's kind of a lesson learned for everybody. Man, you better be careful, man, who you have your kids with. Because Kanye, man, everybody knew he was a little wild before he got with Kim. And she got with him anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when you get with somebody and you know a few things about them, you need to be honest with yourself and ask, like, are you willing to put up with their worst side? Because we all got a bad side to us. It's all about what you're willing to put up with. And that's a question she should have asked. Like, if he does decide to go left and go crazy, he turns into Ye, and then she should have asked herself, is she ready to deal with that? You can't assume you're only going to see the good side and the good side only. Like, the bad side come out, you're able to handle that. So, y'all better be careful out there.
Exactly. You think you're meeting Kanye, but you really get Ye and everybody. I don't know, man. I keep wanting to say Yee for some reason.
Yee, hey, that's him too.
Is it that?
Yeah, ski mask, Yee, man. Yeah, all that, man.
All I know is that it's a hazard. Look, ladies, please don't date nobody with a ski mask. I don't care if it's a fashion trend or I think you're gonna live a short life and crash just like Antonio Brown in that car that he had.
That's some rich people stuff. A normal man, again, the normal man at Kroger's or at your Fortune 5 company, Fortune 500 company, is not going to be moving around those ski masks. I'm not comfortable even trying to move like that. I'm not going to do that. There's already a lot going on these days. I'm not moving around those ski masks just all willy-nilly.
I know you can't see. There's no way. I don't see the hole anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I see the video or photo of it, I'm like, where are the holes? Like,
yeah,
where are the holes?
I don't know, man. He act like there's holes in his head, man. He gotta...
It goes right through the mask. It's right through.
Dude, I don't know, man. He's wildin', man. So yeah, hey, long story short, man, be careful who you chop yourself with, man. Because you gotta deal with the good, the bad, the ugly. So make sure you're ready to deal with the ugly side on the rear of his head.
Straight ugly on a lot of people. They don't have nothing else. Sometimes it's just, man. So what else you want to talk about, man? What you got?
So what's the other thing? Was it I think we was gonna talk about the scoring in the NBA? Is that what we were looking at? Oh no, we was actually gonna talk about the Lakers and Timberwolves.
Yeah.
A lot of people are talking about that because they were talking trash, a couple days ago when they played. Pat Bev was talking trash about LeBron. Cat was, pretty much mocking Westbrook after he shot the air ball 3.
Yeah.
And how'd you feel about that? Like with the trash talking? If it was inbounds, you think it was front running, or what you think when you saw that?
I think that Pat Beverly thing is pretty normal. I mean, he's pretty irritating. He's like a little gnat. He's gonna annoy you. He's gonna chirp. He's gonna clap in your face. He's gonna make little, all the taunts that you can think of. But whether you win or lose, and it's an easy solution. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But the whole cat thing, how he taunted after the air ball, that's a bit much, man. It's a bit much.
Cat.
Because he's out of character. I think when you do something out of character, that looks like you just trying to chime in.
Yeah.
Like you do. And I'm not saying that because I'm salty because like the loss. I mean, I don't like the loss. I'm just letting you know. I'll be trying to scroll through and just hope that God the game just goes faster when they start losing. But I think that he's going a little too much because number one, they were already up 20.
Right.
And he shoots the air ball. And it's like, the game's over, so no matter how you act now, nothing will change.
Right.
So to me, it seems like a front-running taunt.
Yep.
Instead of you doing it like in the first quarter. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like you already down, so you're like taunting. So to me, it's kind of like a little cheap. Like if you want to be like that, why don't you be like that the whole game?
I feel you.
So I have respect for Pat because he's like that the whole game.
Right.
But you do it at the very end, I don't know, man. That's kind of soft, man. That's kind of soft to me, man. I'd have to fight, man. If I see something like that, man, we gotta fight because you out here, Cat's super talented. But I think he's out of bounds. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Now, I had some similar thoughts. You know, a lot of people don't like Pat Bev, man. You know, like I'm a Laker fan, but you know, I'm still a fan of like certain players in the NBA.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I'm a fan of him, but I mean, I like what he does though, because I respect the consistency. Like you're right about what you said about Pat Bev. Like he always taunts people and he always kind of goes in over his head, which you kind of respect. Like he goes in with the underdog mentality. Like he knows he's not better than LeBron, but you know he goes up there patting LeBron on the backside after he steals a rebound from Melo. You know he's just letting him know that it's game time. Like I respect his gamesmanship. Like he's ready and he's consistent. Like I don't care if it's Westbrook, LeBron, KD. He's going out all these guys, and you gotta respect that. Like if we had more superstars like that, I think it'd make the game more entertaining.
True.
You know, but that's what made like the early 2000s basketball fun.
Yeah.
You know, you see Kobe and KG going back and forth, and Kobe and Iverson, you know, bumping heads. You know, you got Vince Carter and these guys going at one another. You know, like they weren't just picking on guys that was bench players or weren't on their levels. Like they were actually going at their peers. You know, guys that were equal or better than them talent-wise. Yeah. So I respect that about Pat Bev because he goes at everybody. He's smaller than these guys. He takes up the challenge. You know, he makes them work for it. So I definitely respect that. You know, but when I saw a cat, you know, ducking his head down after Westbrook shot that air ball, I was like, man, I was surprised seeing that from him because it did seem out of character. You know, which I'm not mad at it. You know, like if you're gonna keep it up, but. I wonder, it makes me think it's something personal because I never seen him really do a player like that. Yeah. Like I see him like yell and roar and all that when he get a dunk, but I haven't seen him like disrespect the player like that. So I wonder if like he got an issue with Westbrook, but that was weird coming from him though.
Front running.
Yeah, I mean pretty much.
Front running, man. I was like, I mean, what did it? Westbrook replied, I think, is saying like he's not in the press conference when they asked about him. Westbrook was saying like, you know, like, well, it's like, who cares what they think? I'm like paraphrasing, like, who cares what they think? They never did anything in the league. Who cares? And then Pat Bev says, I'm like, well, I've been to this, I've been to that. When we talking team, we talking about player stats. So he was taking a shot at Westbrook saying like, well, what are you talking about? Player stats or team stats? Right. And so like, I don't know what you thought about Westbrook's response to that.
See, I'm all about consistency, you know? Like, I'm a Laker fan, you know, but I'm not going to be one of those biased fans to be like, oh, those guys never did nothing. They can't say anything to Westbrook because, again, if you did shit, you got to be able to take it. When Westbrook is getting his triple-doubles or he has 30, 45 points, you know, like a lot of other people are saying, he's rocking a baby. Yeah. You know, he's calling guys too small. Yeah. You know, he's screaming at guys. I mean, he's talking real reckless, you know, so when people reciprocate that same energy you put out there, man, I mean, you gotta respect the game. That is what it is. It's almost like you hear, like, you see these movies or you hear about stuff in the streets. You know, if somebody, like, I don't know, like, you try to rob somebody and then that person ends up, like, shooting you or something or stabbing you, and, I mean, could that person's family, like the guy that got stabbed, the attempted robber who got stabbed, could his family be mad at the guy that defended himself? Like, your guy put himself in that position, you know, it's the name of the game, you know, so it's kind of the same way with Westbrook, man. If you're going to put that energy out there, then, I mean, you got to be able to take it. Because you don't see nobody doing Kawhi like that. Like, no. Kawhi don't do nothing to anybody. Yeah. So if somebody scores on Kawhi or whatever, like, it's very rare you see anybody kind of disrespect Kawhi like that if he misses a shot or even shoots a rare air ball or something, you know, because he don't put the energy out there. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm all about consistency. So, I mean, obviously, you know, you root for your team. You don't like to see people mocking them. But, again, it's the name of the game, man. You know, you winning, you showing out. You know, showing your behind. So, when you're losing, if they show their behind back on you, I mean, you gotta eat that. Not eat that, but...
I mean, wait. You know, I mean, some people eating that. I know some people are, right? Hold on.
Hey, y'all eat that. Y'all the line for that.
Y'all eating out here. Y'all need to calm down now. Don't be trying to end this segment saying we talked about eating, okay?
Hey, that's a different generation, man. Y'all the line for that. That's a different topic for a different day. But y'all doing that, y'all wild. Y'all wild, man.
Over there eating the Winco out here, man.
You don't share bottles with the people like that, man. You hit the bottle first, then they get it.
Yeah, they share a lot more than bottles. I'm right now. Yeah, the eating.
The other bees, not the bottles.
I mean, take it easy now. Don't take it easy. I mean, like, he had like a small point with Westbrook. I thought, I mean, if he's talking about as a team, Timberwolves haven't done anything for sure.
It's right.
The whole team hasn't done anything for to be talking smack, and they
Yeah.
haven't gone far. So maybe like in that light, I don't know. I mean, so that's why Beverly's phone's like, what are you talking about, me or like the team? Like,
Right.
Because like me, like I've done things. He's talking about, well, this team like didn't do anything.
Right.
So I get that, you know, but yeah.
No, I mean, right. It goes both ways, you know, because he is more accomplished than all guys on the Timberwolves, you know. So again, they're both just kind of shooting their shot. You know, I mean, they shooting the BS back and forth. I mean, I don't think any of them necessarily right or wrong. I think Cat was the only one a little bit out of character. You know, you don't see that too often from him. But as far as Pat Bev, man, that's what he been giving to you, and he gonna keep giving to people.
Yeah, and I gotta be careful because like, when you start to enter that realm of time now, then people are gonna remember that. I would, and they're gonna circle you, and somebody gonna come at you like Jimmy Butler would come at him. He already did. You know, he came out and bust the whole team in practice because he was like, you know, so Cat's gonna act like he's taking his chest now. Keep that same energy every game. They're gonna play somebody not named the Lakers. It won't be so sweet. So
yeah, actually playing some defense.
Okay, congrats. Like you just beat a 9th seeded team. Good for you, man. You know, but yeah, man. I think lastly though, I thought we should kind of touch on the 60 burner, I call it. So Kyrie Irving had 60 points against the Orlando Magic the other night. Or day, I remember the time of the day. Actually, he dropped at 60.
Was that 2 days ago or something like that?
Yeah, he played Orlando. So I don't know, like how would you? I don't know. What is your reaction when he did that? I guess besides Kyrie and then Carl Anthony Towns dropped 62 on it.
Yeah, like a day before that. Yeah. I hear people talk about the NBA is more talented. I'm not gonna say that because I think the NBA's always been talented, especially in the past 30 years. You know, in the past 30 years, in the 90s, you got guys like Shaq, Hakeem Olajuwon, of course Jordan, Magic and Bird at the tail end. You know, Patrick Ewing. You know, I'm like, the talent's been strong. Like, in all honesty, I don't think the talent's that different from now compared to the past 30 years from players like the 90s and 2000s. I just think the way the talents are displayed is just shown differently because of the rule changes. Guys are playing faster now, so that they're scoring more. You know, teams are averaging more, and of course the 3-ball. Guys are shooting a lot more 3-balls. You know, so you know you can say that they're probably a little bit more talented at shooting the ball, but you lost the defense. You know, like watching that Kyrie game. That was crazy. I went home. I was on my way home from work.
Yeah. And
I saw he had like 41 and a half or 42, 41 and a half.
Yeah.
So as soon as I got home, I turned the TV on. I'm like, man, he might go for the 80. I got to see this. Man, he was super efficient. Like, Kyrie's a dog, man. He was super efficient. The only thing that was kind of weird to me was like, man, they was kind of like letting that man go one-on-one a lot. Like, they'll show a soft double team. Like, a guy might show, but he didn't full out, like, blitz him. Like, he'll kind of show and go back to his man. And I don't know if that's because it was fear out of, you know, KD getting hot. But man, once he got to like 43, once he got to 41 in the first half, they should have been blitzing him. Like the NBA, man, this defense is crazy. Like not to take nothing away from that 60 points, because that's hard to do. You know, he made some tough shots too. But man, that team, you can kind of see why the Magic has the record they have. Like they were not blitzing that man. Like they'll throw a double team every now and then, but they're acting like he wasn't Kyrie. Like, man, when Kyrie gets hot like that, you gotta triple team that man and make him pass the ball. Like, he's one of those players where he can beat you by himself. And if he scores over 2-3 people, then so be it.
Yeah.
But, man, there's also some weak double teams out there. They won't force him to give the ball up that much. You know, they got the center on him one-on-one every now and then. You know, they're not helping him out. I'm just like, guards can barely guard him, but you're gonna leave the center out there by himself? Like, the defense is trash, man, in NBA these days. You know, it's kind of disappointing, you know, because it's fun to see those 60-point games.
Yeah.
But it's even cooler, though, to see that, you know, these guys have to work for it.
Exactly. That's some defense. I mean, that's what I grew up on, man. It's defense first and then scoring for second. Today is like scoring is emphasized, and that, you know, that leads up to how the rules are, you know what I'm saying? So you get a foul just for what being the shooter's space. When they shoot and they land, if you get in their space, you touch their foot or something, and it's your fault. Just because you're too close, they could, you know, hurt their ankle and stuff like that. So, like, this league is catered to the offense more than ever before. You know, Jordan probably would have scored 100 in these rules today because they let everything. You know, but you know, I think about the 60-point game though. I was trying to think. I thought it was it was a spectacular game, but I was trying to not trying to sound like a hater for it, but maybe I am. But
That's your truth.
Kyrie's game, it was a good game, but I feel like it was a bit like it was during a time when the game was already over. Like they were already up by a lot, and then his points was getting higher. Like so to me, it's like, in other words, we're trying to think of it. Like it doesn't seem as impressive to me because I know he can score. But to me, it's more impressive to me when you do these points when you need it the most. Yeah. Like this game is tight the whole game, and he scored 60. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's not that impressive when you score 60 and you're still up 20 and you're still in the game, and you're playing against like probably the second or third string at this point because they're trying to give up, and you just keep tacking on your points. It kind of reminds me of Devin Booker, when he had 70 several years ago, and he had 70 points, but he lost the game, number one, and then he was actually blown out in the game. So he was getting garbage points, I call it, late in the game, garbage points, and you're still scoring. So I'm not as impressed by his game. Like, think about Kobe, right? Kobe dropped 81 points, but he needed every single one. Yeah. He needed it, it wasn't like it was just this tacked on points. You know what I'm saying? Like, the team was trash back then, Kobe's team was trash on that day when they played against the Raptors. They had guys like Chris Mim and was Kwame there still?
Yeah, Kwame was there.
Kwame Brown,
set them screens,
that's like the best thing they could do. That's the best thing they could do is set a screen. I tell you right now,
screens,
they couldn't do nothing else.
I think Smush was there too. Smush Barker.
Oh god, the roster just got worse. If you watch that game, the other players were not that good, and I think if you see the highlights, he's not like ball hogging the whole game and he's just taking it. Like, no, he's doing what he needs to do. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's more impressive to me than Kyrie dropped 60. That's great, but I feel like it was kind of tacked on a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm like a hard critic for like big scoring games.
No, there's a lot of truth in that because there's a reason why I don't think Devin Booker's 70-point game is highly regarded as you would think it would be. Like, people don't talk about that game as much as you think they would with a guy scoring 70 because he did lose, and a lot of people they thought he just pretty much ran it up in a bad losing effort. So it's impressive, but it doesn't seem as legendary as it should be. And even with Cats, not even just to criticize Kyrie, like Cat's 60 was nice. Yeah. These guys are highly skilled, man. These are, really capable players of having big nights like this. But man, it was like the second half, he shot like 4 threes from the exact same spot at the top of the key. Yeah. The exact same spot. They weren't running him off the 3-point line. They weren't double teaming him. Yeah. And I mean, the big man out there just guarding him, giving him the space. I'm just like,
bad defense.
Like back in the early 2000s, man, not to sound, old, but back in the early 2000s when guys are hot like that, man, they triple teaming you. Even if they know they're gonna lose, they're not gonna try to lose to one person. They're gonna try to at least force you to get the ball up. And if guys score 60, it was over tough defense. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna say those guys wasn't trying against Cat or Kyrie, but man, they weren't blitzing them dudes. Like, they weren't treating them as if they were going to get 60 points. Exactly. Like, I can be playing 2K. If I'm in a wreck and a guy got 50, oh man, no man, me and my peoples, man, we're selling out, we're blitzing that dude. I don't know if you got a modded controller or not, but we're blitzing this man. we done it before. Dudes talk about, man, they're hitting like, this is a video game, but still, like they're hitting 15 threes. I'm just like, man, we're blitzing this dude. He just got to pass this and we got to recover. Yeah. And they weren't doing that. Like, Cat took at least 4 threes from the top of the key in the same exact spot. I'm like, you don't let this man get 60 points from the sweet spots over and over. So the defense definitely is trash now, man. Like, I'm not gonna say guys are scoring more because they're more talented. No, man, this defense is trash, dude. You don't have teams, man, that's just, it's like the game doesn't allow for a team to be that defensive. They're calling all these fouls. Yeah. Guys manipulate the game, drawing foul calls. They don't let you be that physical. You can pretty much charge until a guy and they won't call that foul. So I'm not gonna say, yeah, man. So I mean, it was nice, but I don't think all points are created equal. That's what I'll say.
Exactly. Not every 60-point game is the same. I mean, it'll be nice, but it's like, what's that guy on the Pacers that like dropped 50 like one time?
Oh, you're talking about in a bubble.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
What's old boy's name? Him and Jimmy Butler had beef. They was going at it.
Yeah,
I forgot his name. Oh,
he
man.
did it one time, but he never did it again. And it was just like, I don't know, like a flukish thing he was on. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't. It was a good game. But I'm saying, like, not every big game it means a lot. It's just like, okay, like they didn't guard you very well today. Like the best example of what you were talking about, like a blitz cutoff. Would be was when like the Mavs were playing Brooklyn at the very end. Luka was getting hot toward the end, and he was scoring, and then Durant came to help to double on an ISO play at the very last with like 10 seconds left. So we forced Luka to pass it to Spencer Dinwiddie. You know what I mean? Like, and he got the shot up, but the key was to make Luka give it up. Because they weren't gonna let him just go one-on-one. He probably would have won it too, man, if you let him go one-on-one.
I'm telling you,
the way he was fitting.
Yeah, it's too good.
So it would be better to let somebody else do it, and that's what you're like. To your point, that's what they didn't do with Cat, and that's what they didn't do with Kyrie. At least not aggressively.
Nah.
So.
I mean, look at the play-in for last year with the Grizzlies and Steph. I know Steph is different, but that's a blitz. Like at that last possession when they blitzed Steph before he even crossed half court, they were blitzing him with like 2-3 guys. He passed it to an open Draymond, and those guys, they pretty much, the Grizzlies banked on that. There's like, we're gonna make Steph pass his ball, and then we're just gonna have to try to recover to anybody else who shoots it. Like, that's how you try to stop a dude from scoring.
Exactly.
And that's why I say, Steph, I think he kind of sees that a little bit more than everybody else. Like people always talk about the 3-point line, but man, I don't think guys ain't getting guarded like he is. They're blitzing this man like seriously, like do half court, like off the ball, 2 people chasing him.
Oh yeah.
So guys ain't really getting that treatment. So that's why, man, when people talk about these stats and clutch stats, this and that, I'm like, man, you got to look at the context of it, man. These guys are getting guarded differently. You get to go one-on-one at the end of a shot clock or the end of a game, where certain guys are getting blitzed, like the Kobe's, Durant's, the Steph's. So man, definitely disappointed defense is what I'm saying. It's impressive they got the 60, but I'm disappointed in the effort, on the defense. Like they act like they didn't get 60 scored on them. Like I take pride in 2K on that. Like that dude got 50. Like, oh, we got to stop this man. My heart's racing. That's a video game.
50. I get mad they scored 10.
Man, I'm telling you.
You let that get that far. To me, it's like this mindset of like when they get 40 right. Kyrie had 40 at the half. So they think, should we do something?
Exactly.
What happened like 20 points ago?
Yeah.
Like, why is that not a concern? It's just 20. You just scored 20 in like a few minutes.
Yeah.
It's not big. No big deal.
They came out the half so soft, like they had a whole half to think about it. Like this guy got 41 points on you. You got a whole half to think about how you're gonna guard him in the second half. And you said some soft double teams. Like that is Kyrie Irving that's hot. You better blitz that man. Like treat that man like a superstar. You don't do no soft double teams, or you letting the big switch on to him by itself. Man, I'm making him pass that ball.
Exactly.
I'm making him pass it because everybody ain't hot like that. Like I'd rather, when you're that hot, I'd rather anybody shoot it, but the man that's that hot.
They can give it up or something. I mean, to their point, maybe their personnel, they don't have personnel to stop him. But maybe, you also could just double team. Anybody can double team though. I mean, you don't have to be that great.
Oh yeah, come on, yeah.
That's just comeback. Could be coaching, could be lack of adjustment, lack of progression. I mean, maybe your season sucks, so you kind of check out.
It sounds like the Atlanta Magic. No disrespect, but hey, man, that's the record. They're pretty bad.
No disrespect, but disrespect. Yeah, they kind of check.
Hey, no disrespect, but truth. That's all we. It's the truth, man. No disrespect, it's the truth, man.
Yeah, it's facts, man. So yeah, I don't know, man. What's just your final thoughts on there, man? This 60-point games, it seems like more players seem to do that several times every year. So.
Nah, man, it's definitely. I think this is lack of defense. To support that, look at the beginning of this NBA season when the referees were swallowing their whistles, not calling fouls for anybody.
Oh yeah.
all the superstars' numbers were down across the board. Everybody's numbers were down across the board. Like they're still not calling fouls as much as they used to, like in the previous seasons. But they kind of jumped up from where they were at from the beginning of the season. At the beginning of the season, they weren't calling no fouls. Like everybody's numbers, everybody's like averaging 4 or 5 less points a game compared to last year.
Yeah.
Because they was forced to play against a more physical defense. So that's why I don't, totally agree when people say, oh, they score more now because they're more talented. I'm like, no, it's a different NBA. It's completely different. They're playing faster. They get more opportunities to score. You think Magic Johnson will be lost in today's game? He'll fit in just fine.
Oh man, he'll dominate.
Yeah.
He'll dominate. Physical games that I think of is like the Team USA scrimmage from the '90s with like Magic Johnson playing Michael Jordan, and that was when that's just a scrimmage, man. That's a scrimmage. That's like the competitive spirit. That's just practice.
Right.
I feel like that's kind of lost today, amongst many things. Like defensive energy, the mid-range game, actual passion for the game, and not just these YouTube videos of you playing, a scrimmage game with your YMCA friends.
Exactly.
And you don't use any of those moves in the real game, Benson, whatever. But I mean, you gotta put that to use. And not just feel like, oh, this is just for Instagram. That's just like, what do you call it? Social media. I call them like that. They just try to use. But
hey man, that's why one thing I am a fan of Pat Bell. If everybody played with Pat Bell's energy, the game would be a lot more entertaining. If guys defended like that with that effort, it'd be a lot more entertaining.
Oh, it'd be so annoying.
Because as bad as people don't like him.
Yeah.
If the Lakers play with his intensity, like 1 through 5, the whole start 5 play with Pat Bell's intensity, we'll have at least 5-6 more games in the win column. So that's one thing I respect about it. I mean, I gotta give respect. When it's due. So it's respect to him. But yeah, man, that's how I ended.
I feel it. I would definitely have a fan to go. He would hurt me.
Oh yeah.
You would hurt me for sure. But he does bring the competitive edge, though.
It's entertaining.
He does bring the competitive edge, my final thought to me is as long as you play your game, you don't have to worry about somebody like that.
Right.
To me, so if you let him get in your head, like that, then he's just gonna make it worse for you. So, honestly,
he's gonna feed off that.
Exactly. Like, oh, he's actually bothered by me. Let me continue. Like that. That's clearly that.
He's a troll, man. It's like you call somebody dumb, and then like, I know you are, but what am I? He's gonna play that game with you. I know you are, but what am I? He's gonna flip it on you. So
he will.
Yeah, man. Stay focused.
Exactly, man. So that's what's up.
Cool, man. Thanks for checking us out, man. Got more stuff coming to you guys. Hopefully by next week, got another video coming out for you.
Yeah, definitely. Stay tuned, man. Maybe we can talk about Tristan Thompson. Is it okay for a cheater to pay a lot of child support? We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Yeah.
All right, man. Peace out.